right, we're going to see if what this does. Okay, so a little review from, I guess, Tuesday. Seems like forever ago, but so a little review from Tuesday is we did functions within functions, compositions of functions. But our first one's a nice little review of things we've done before. If I see f of negative 3, that means whatever's right here, that negative 3, where are we going to put it? In for x, where? For f of x. So your delineation of the functions, you got the f of x, you got g of x, and now we know which one's which. But this is your replacement, your substitute for x. So I'm going to replace every x, and I like to use parentheses again around my substitute, because then that helps me, especially if I'm using a calculator, that I won't get the wrong answer. So negative 3 squared. You don't need a calculator for it. What is a negative times a negative? And this is going to be a positive 9. So 9, and that gets us a positive 6. So f of negative 3 is really just 15. Boom, you're done. So same idea. We've got this g of f of x. We're going to take what's inside, and that's going to be our substitute for x in the g function. So I need f of x. Good thing I've got it right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is substitute and replace that f of x with the expression that is equivalent to f of x. So one substitution. Now from there, I'm going to take what's inside the parentheses, and I'm going to substitute that in for every x I see in the g function. So the 3 stays the same, your substitute goes in parentheses, and the plus 2 is still there. And the last thing I have to do is do what? Distribute. Yep. We distribute, and we'll combine like terms if we can. No like terms to combine. So we're done. No, you do not need to factor. Do not try to break it apart again. Just leave it as such. Right? And the last one, I saved the best for last. F of g of x. So my first substitute is I'm going to get that g of x. I'm going to figure out what that is. G of x is 3x plus 2, so I'm going to replace g of x with its equivalent. This tells me to take whatever's inside that parenthesis, and I'm going to replace it in for your x value up here. Again, notice there's a square, so I'm going to keep the square. My substitute stays in parentheses. And I replace every x in the function with that 3x plus 2. Now once I get here, be careful. This is the place where mistakes happen with that 3x plus 2 squared. 3x plus 2 squared is nothing more than 3x plus 2 times 3x plus 2. And this turns then into the distributive property. 9x squared, 6x, 6x, oops, wrong one, 2 and 2, 4. So this becomes 9x squared, 12x plus 4. What do we do with this negative 2? Distribute. Negative 6x minus 4. Do we have some like terms? Yep. Positive 6x. And what happens to the 4's? Yeah, they disappear and they cancel out. Again, you do not need to factor. There is the expression f of g of x is 9x squared plus 6x.